Yay Networks.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Casillejos, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G.
Hey, welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. My name's Nick Adams.
I'm Anna. Amy.
I'm Lacey G.
And today we're breaking down Taylor Swift's song, Superstar.
Superstar.
So Superstar was written by Taylor Swift, and it was not on her original release of Fearless, but she did put it on her Platinum edition of Fearless that was released a little bit later. And, of course, she put it on her Fearless re-recorded version in 2021. So what is this song about, everybody?
So I've always thought that this song was, obviously about a superstar. But it's interesting because back in the day, I was like, oh, I think the theory was like Jake Owen or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, wait, was it?
So Jake Owen, if you're not familiar, this is a theory of someone who's been like Anna for a while. It's this guy.
Yeah, caught up in a southern summer, barefoot blue jean night.
Whoa! That part gets stuck in my head whenever I hear that on the radio. Whoa!
Was that also one of your ringtones, Nick?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't. Believe it or not, it was not. But yeah, there's rumors that it's not about him. I've seen his name on a lot of message boards and stuff. And so in this song, yeah, she's singing about, is obsessed too strong of a word? She's singing about just really crushing on someone.
Fangirling.
She's infatuated.
Mm-hmm. Fangirling is good.
Yeah.
Fangirling, because, yeah, she sings, like, in the chorus, like we just heard, she sings, like, dim the lights down. And then in other parts of the song, she says, like, this is wrong. I can't help but feel like there ain't nothing more right, babe. And so, to me, I kind of get the feeling that it's someone who is, A, a superstar, B, a little older.
Right.
And maybe not out of her league, but just like
Doesn't notice her.
Absolutely.
Other than a fan.
Yeah, other than a fan. Because, yeah, I knew from the first note played, I'd be breaking all the rules to see you. You smile that beautiful smile. All the girls in the front row scream your name. So obviously she's talking about a singer.
Mm-hmm.
But I read something on Reddit, and I think this person is really spot on, y'all. They said this song's about John Mayer.
What?
I know. And they said it's because beautiful smile, girl in the front row, scream your name, all that stuff. But then they said, haha, I just realized this is from Fearless and not Speak Now. So I'm not sure. But that was a fan theory on Reddit. It's obviously about John Mayer.
That's funny. I guess I always thought it was about Jake Owen because she opened for him in 2006. Mm-hmm. He's a little bit older. I think at that point she was 17, he was 25. So that kind of like adds up. And I actually found a screenshot
Of the MySpace?
Yes! Do you guys all have it?
Yeah. I knew it was on MySpace. I didn't have the screenshot. Yeah.
Okay, so we all have it, which is awesome. And I just copy pasted it. I just have it here, the actual screenshot from October 31st, 2006. And she titled it Happy Halloween with the little like semicolon parentheses happy face. That's very 2006.
Wow, it's a very early emoji.
Yes, yes. Current mood, happy. It's kind of long, but she says in part, she says, tonight was awesome. It was a show in Portland at a bar called Duke's, and I opened for Jake Owen. And a little backstory, I've had his album on repeat for the past couple of months. It's an amazing album. I literally cannot stop listening to it. I've got every line memorized, and if you see me on the plane, chances are I'm listening to some of that album at a volume level that's probably going to cause long-term hearing damage someday. Anyway, I got to walk into his sound check and meet him. Turns out he's extremely cool, and he bought my album on iTunes. And she kind of goes on, she kind of, goes on a little. And this is back when she used to, post a lot on social media and be very open about it. And I think just because of that, I just always assumed, yeah.
Yeah, but that just sounds like she's a fan of his music, not necessarily a huge, like, fangirling, like, in an obsession way over him as a person. I feel like this isn't the guy. I don't think so. Not in my opinion.
You know what I gotta say? Going back to what she posted on MySpace, read that first little bit, Anna. Read the first little bit of what she posted.
Happy Halloween.
Okay, keep going a little bit more. A little bit more. There's something
Semicolon parentheses. Oh, no. Tonight is awesome. It was a show in Portland at a bar called Duke's. I opened for Jake Owen. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
And a little backstory. I've had his album on repeat for the last couple of months. It's an amazing album. I literally cannot stop listening to it. I've got every line memorized.
In there somewhere, she said the phrase "current mood."
Oh, yeah, well, because on you're right, that was at the very top. Yeah, it says current mood, happy. But I think that was from like a MySpace thing. Like
Okay.
it was
You would
required.
pick it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if she wrote that, what's the name of John Mayer's Instagram talk show?
Current mood.
Lacey, you're right. It's about John Mayer.
Oh my gosh.
Easter eggs everywhere.
She knew she loved John Mayer before she even knew she loves John Mayer.
Is this the craziest we've ever gone? Or
We are clowns. So, Amy, why don't you talk a little bit about like the original lyrics?
Yeah, there was a Reddit thread about discussing who the celebrity crush was. And one user suggested Joe Nichols, and they posted a link to her demo version where the lyrics change from I'm invisible and everyone knows who you are to this.
I know that you were born in Arkansas.
So that's what the original
demo.
was.
And she
So Joe Nichols was born and raised in Arkansas. So
Tequila makes her clothes fall off.
Taylor, that's a little vulgar. And so that was the original demo, and then she changed it. This was what is actually on the Taylor's version album.
You play guitar, I'm invisible and everyone knows who you are.
I think I like that version better. The Arkansas thing didn't quite roll off the tongue.
The Arkansas thing just makes me think of her other song from like her demo early days, I'd Lie, because it was like so specific. Like you have green eyes, you were born on, whatever, all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's about the same person, obviously, because I'd Lie was about someone she knew.
Right. And so she's singing about someone from Arkansas. Like Amy said, Joe Nichols was born from Arkansas. I think they had played like some music festivals and stuff together. So they like loosely knew each other, and she was a fan of his. And so if you go back to, was it Jake Owen? He was born in Florida. That's probably not him.
Debunked.
But the only other person that I saw maybe in some Reddit threads and stuff, it was another guy. His name's Justin Moore. This is him. So the reason why people think it might be that guy is because they were on Big Machine at the same time. Like he had just come out with his debut album. He was born in Arkansas. But she's singing about like a superstar. He was kind of getting started, so that doesn't work to me. Seems like Joe Nichols is probably the better option, right?
Yeah, tequila makes her clothes fall off.
So, celebrity crushes. Has anyone ever gotten to meet their celebrity crush?
Yes.
Details?
I just feel bad. I feel like I've told a story every single episode.
You may have.
Yes, my biggest celebrity crush of my entire life is Nick Jonas. And I did get to meet him, and I said hi, and it was the most beautiful moment. We took a picture. It's framed. I have it hanging in my guest bathroom, and I'll never forget it.
Amy and Lacey, meet a celebrity crush, or a celebrity you had a crush on or something like that, or you thought was super hot?
I've never met a celebrity crush. I did have a dream. What's your word? A naughty. What is
Vulgar.
it?
Vulgar.
I had a vulgar dream pretty recently about Jared Leto.
Oh, okay.
Which was
Wow.
random. I like him, don't get me wrong, but I also know in real life, I mean, besides the fact that I'm married and completely not available, other than that, in this fantasy world, him and I wouldn't vibe because he's super duper healthy and I'm not into that. I don't want somebody who's going to be like, no, I'm going to pass on the carbs and the alcohol. I can't. I'm watching my figure. No, we're going to have fun together. But he's so super. I mean, he'll go somewhere at a resort and be silent for 2 weeks. He was there whenever Corona came out, and he came out and the world had changed.
Right.
So I know that it would never work between us, but for some reason I did have a dream about him recently.
Yeah, was it good in the dream? Was it a good dream?
It was good, and he wasn't counting his carbs or anything, so we were great.
Did it last longer than 30 seconds?
I don't know what you're talking about.
30 I was trying to make a 30 seconds to Mars joke, but that
I
land.
like it.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. I like
Amy,
it.
have you ever gotten to meet someone you thought was super cute?
No, I've tried really, really hard. Not a sexual crush, but Jennifer Garner. I adore
You love her.
I adore her so much, and I tried to win a trip to bake cookies with her, like in a sickening way. I entered 100 times every day for 60 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, no joke. It was really, really sick.
No,
And
I
this-
remember you doing it at work.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Entering a Jennifer Garner contest.
You can only do it once per minute. Anyways, so that didn't work out, but I would really love to meet her one
I
day.
cannot believe somebody else won that.
I know.
Right?
Jeez, can you believe that?
That's all right.
I got to. There's two people that have been in like my top 5 fairly consistently, and I briefly stood next to Margot Robbie, and that was a little intimidating. I kind of didn't know what to say, and then she walked away.
Did you say anything?
No, I didn't say. I
Okay.
did not say a word.
You just breathed
No,
for air.
I was at like a press junket, and she was not supposed to be there. And I'm standing in a room. I'm about to walk into the door and interview someone else, and she just comes and stands right next to me. And I turn and I look, and I was like, "That's Margot Robbie." And then as I realized what was happening, a second later, someone and their kid came up and talked to her. And by the time that interaction ended with the little kid, she went into another room. So there just wasn't. So that was that. But at our day jobs with the Kid Craddock Morning Show, we got to meet Rita Ora.
Oh.
And she's always been in my top 5. And so one time, the host of our show, JC, actually brought up to Rita Ora that I had a big crush on her. So was this as awkward to you guys as it felt? It felt so awkward to me. This is what happened.
That's why she is one of our producer Nick's top 5 hottest women of all time right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Nick right there, yeah.
Thank
You
you.
made his top 5 list.
That's such a
Well,
compliment.
the other 4.
Well, am I number 5?
Yeah,
no,
that's the thing. He was like, Jenna, is this a compliment? I was like,
Order. There's no order in the top 5.
Am I number 5?
No, there's no order. There's just.
Oh, it's just the top
There's
5 of
5.
girls.
Yeah.
Are you just saying that?
No, he's for real. He's been
Oh,
talking
he
about
said
you
it.
for ages.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
I think last time you were here, I think there was kind of something between
Did you
us.
think that there was? Yeah, right.
I thought so. My wife didn't think so.
Right. We had to
Well, thank you very much.
take it to his wife. Yeah. So congratulations on being on the top 5.
So I didn't listen to that whole clip before I put it in, and I'm more embarrassed now than I was then.
That's pretty bad. Why didn't you just tell her she was one? Why not just tell her? Even
Because
if she wasn't?
there's not a ranking. It's just
No,
once you
she asked
get to the
twice.
top 5, there's no number 1.
But she wanted to hear. That's why she asked you again.
But I mean, really, my number 1's Taylor Swift. So I'm not going to say. I mean, do you lie to a woman? Should I have lied?
No, because then later down the line, it would come back to bite you because the day that you meet Taylor Swift, you'd be like, oh my God.
True.
Right.
And then it'd be like, no, here's the clip of you saying Rita Ora is your number 1.
You're
You know
so
what I
right.
mean?
I got to keep my
You can't
options
do that.
open here.
Okay, you
can't-
played it best.
You just can't go on the record like that.
but it was still awkward.
Yeah.
I just think it's an awkward turn whenever you mentioned your wife, because then it's like, oh, okay, are we flirting? Oh, okay, no, we're not.
But you know what? Rita Ora might be into that stuff because she was recently pictured making out with. She's dating Taika
oh, yeah.
Waititi,
yeah,
who
the director.
directs some Marvel movies.
No.
But
His name is TT?
Taika Waititi.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
She's with that guy, so they were like on a balcony making out, and then another girl named Tessa Thompson, who's also in the Marvel universe. They all started making out with each other.
Oh,
There's all
really?
these pictures of like them like doing like 3-way kisses and
Oh,
stuff.
I missed that.
so you're holding out hope.
So I brought that up. Thought maybe Rita was into something. I don't think my wife would be into that.
If something happened with Rita, would it happen longer than 30 seconds? Does that joke work here?
No, it wouldn't. No, not at all.
Wow.
Yeah, no way. 30 seconds, a new personal record.
That was a nice callback.
Thank you.
So Taylor Swift, superstar. We're talking about Taylor, right? Is there anything else that this song is about?
Well, I think, like any Taylor Swift songs, we always like to speculate. And, here we are 15 years later wondering, is it about this person? And I love that the hidden message on this, it says, I'll never tell.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Ooh, so that's the answer right there.
Well, that is it for this breakdown of Taylor Swift's song Superstar. Make sure you follow us on every place you listen to podcasts. So that's iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere else, we're there. Give us a 5-star rating and a review.
Yeah, you can leave us a review kind of like this one that says, okay, but if you call this review out on an episode, that would be wow. I love the podcast. No one I know is as big a Swiftie as I am, and it's nice to finally have a family of people equally obsessed. Thank you, Ryan MC03.
So join us next time. We're going to be talking about Taylor Swift's song, The Other Side of the Door.
Thanks for listening to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.